watching movies as a child about pirates and seeing one of them with a peg leg? Would you believe they weren't just created for movies and that people actually used them in the past? It's a true story. Technology wasn't very advanced in 1500 BC when prosthetics were first designed, and they didn't become very advanced for a long time after that. Therefore, people had to make do with what they had and to be able to manage through life if they endured a trauma and lost a limb. Surprisingly, though, more than just wooden legs were used to implement the loss of a limb. Although that was the past, and they have advanced much more over the last 30 years, and prosthetics technology has become much more advanced with better designs. Prosthetics are now even used for many different reasons other than hiding a lost limb or walking down the street. In history, there was only one reason why lower limb prosthetics were designed, and they weren't designed in a very comfortable or useful manner for those who were in need of them. Lower extremity prosthetics were simply developed out of the necessity to replace the function of a lost limb, according to the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Clinics of North America, written by Justin Z. LaFerriere and Robert Gailey. They were designed to help soldiers who were injured to return to battle and disguise their lost limb. Those prosthetics had very minimal function value and were very heavy, which made them challenging to manage. They were designed from material that was easily found, such as wood, leather, and metal. The socket of the prosthetic, which is very important, was made up of wood or metal that was lined with fabric, making it very uncomfortable against the skin, according to Alexis Douglas, who wrote an article on prosthetics. The earliest known artificial limb was a leg made of metal plates surrounding a wooden core, as explained in an article titled Prosthetics, written by Jordan P. Richmond. If a sailor lost a limb on a boat due to getting caught in a rope, they would simply use a wooden peg and connect it to the part of the remaining limb using leather straps. If a soldier lost a limb in a war, they went to their blacksmith and their armor makers to have a prosthetic made. Along with being very clumsy, they were simplistic designs. Thankfully, over the years, there has been a huge improvement in designs, and prosthetics aren't just developed for individuals who have endured a trauma. In the present day, their necessity isn't just narrowed down to one basic group. Lower limb prosthetics are now designed for a larger variety of people, and they are designed to help with more than just covering a lost limb or a simple walk down the street. They were developed to help people who were born with a deformity, unlike they were in the past. They are still designed and developed for soldiers who have lost limbs in battle, but it isn't narrowed down to just those individuals. Advances in technology have made a huge impact on the design of prosthetics as a whole. The socket and suspension system, which are the most important parts, are now generally made in one piece that is a plastic socket that uses suction to remain attached to the limb. The system is much more comfortable now, and it has reduced irritation of the skin. There has even been a socket designed with a vacuum built in to adapt to the volume change of the limb during movement to provide more efficiency. Board and colleagues found that positive pressures during stance were significantly lower, and negative pressure during swing phase were significantly greater with the vacuum-assisted socket, according to the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Clinics of North America. Not only have they improved the socket and suspension system for the prosthetics, they have also created multiple designs to be used in many different activities. There is a special design used for running as well as sprinting. The lower limb prosthetic for a long-distance running is designed with springs and a rubber bumper with a bow shape. Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center Clinics of North America explain that the Flex Run, which is a running prosthetic, is designed in a way that the athlete lands on a prosthetic toe, extending the hip throughout the support phase and achieving maximal deflection of the foot. This helps to run much longer distances. The prosthetic design for sprinting is made to sprint on the toes and usually doesn't consist of a heel in design. Justin Z. LaFerriere and Robert Gailey also explained in the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Clinics of North America that the cheetah is plantar flexed and does not have a heel to keep sprinters on their toes. The first sprinter prosthetic was designed in 1996 and hasn't changed much from the original design, according to American Academy of Orthotics and Prosthetics in an article titled Lower Limb Prosthetics. There is also a prosthetic designed for cycling as well. This prosthetic can be attached to a pedal with a cleated shoe to allow for better symmetry when pedaling. The design for this prosthetic is measured from the center of the knee to the center of the cleat instead of the heel like a normal walking prosthetic. Believe it or not, there is even a lower limb prosthetic designed for golfing. This prosthetic is designed with torsion adapters at the hip and the knee due to rotation during the swing, which is explained in an article in Prosthetics and Orthotics International, named Sports Prosthesis and Prosthetic Adaptations for the Upper and Lower Limb Amputees. It is amazing to me how far prosthetics have come since they were originally developed and needed. It fascinates me to see how a person can relearn how to walk and run after losing a lower limb, and it wouldn't be possible without the technology developed and the many people working on improvement. Technology will continue to grow, and lower extremity prosthetics can only improve from here. One day they may even have a prosthetic that can be controlled solely by your brain, like your actual legs, instead of just your remaining muscles controlling them. I know if I lost a limb, I would much rather have one of the prosthetics designed today than in the past. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.